guys, that really was an amazing film. I am so glad that I chose this film to watch today, and those of you that have watched it on my Patreon will know how I was reacting to this. And even if you just saw this reaction, I'm sure I got a lot of my good reactions in. Some oh my god, some what is that, this is insane, all that good stuff. But the cinematography, the writing, the directing, the acting, everything off the charts. I mean, Matthew McConaughey, the crying, that is acting. He's not even acting, that's just him. He's the character, right? And the scene where we see him crying when he's looking at all the memories back, the videos, man, that brought me to tears. Like some of his best acting, I think. That has got to be. And I really wonder how they filmed all the planets, because that looked realistic as hell. I mean, like the Saturn and the black hole, the wormhole, everything, and that planet with the huge waves. Oh my god. It's crazy because now I'm thinking back, I'm almost forgetting this stuff happened. Because it's almost a 3-hour film. So much happens in it, right? Like so many different scenes. Like the Matt Damon betrayal, the whole time thing where it's like decades going by, he watches his daughter basically die in front of him. We see her with that handshake. You have no idea what it is at the start. At the end it was him handshaking her like through the black, like what was that even? That's just crazy. And just so much that my brain is so exhausted now from watching that I think for the rest of the day I'm just going to be like a zombie now. But amazing film, a masterpiece in my books. Nolan does it again. Doesn't cease to fail, in my opinion. You guys be sure to let me know what you thought of this film. I mean, I already know loads of you love it. You wouldn't have told me to watch it otherwise. If you want to see the full-length reaction to this and all the other films I watch here on YouTube, be sure to check out my Patreon in the description. It's a great way to support me, and I do have to cut out a lot of what I say for this reaction, especially with this being, what, 2 hours 50? I don't know how much of my reaction I'd have been able to edit and put into this YouTube version that you just watched, but I really hope you get to see a lot of good stuff, and enough of the film, you know, so you get some sort of idea of the plot and you can kind of remember it for yourselves when you watched it. But if you missed a favorite part of a scene that you didn't see me react to in this video, the Patreon's another place to check that out. So like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, guys. The Half-Blood Prince will be coming out this weekend on YouTube, and that is going to be amazing if you're here from watching my other Harry Potter reactions. If you haven't, you should definitely check those out, and I will see you on the next one.
All right, you guys, so obviously it is no longer the same day. I don't look anything the same. I wanted to record my outro right away, but that movie, it messed me up in the best way possible. But I was a wreck. I was a wreck. I feel like everybody probably understands why, but if you don't, I am a parent to a 2-year-old daughter, and I feel like as a parent, that movie just like extra hurts. It makes it just that much more of a gut wound. I don't really know how to explain it other than that. If you know, you know, I guess, type of thing. So yeah, it really messed me up, and my original plan was to just go fix my makeup and then do the outro, but I couldn't. I was not in a good headspace to formulate thoughts and give opinions on things. So it is the next morning, bright and early. And I hope that I can give my thoughts in a way that are coherent at this point, but it still might be too soon. But basically that movie is a masterpiece. I freaking loved it. I don't really know, no notes, just a masterpiece. The end. Outro done. Just kidding. The things that really stand out to me and stuck with me all night, and I woke up this morning and it was the first thing I thought about, was the music. The music was so incredible. I'm just like, I could cry now just thinking about it. See, I told you, it messed me up. The way, I think it's Hans Zimmer, right? The way Hans Zimmer was able to make a song, and I think I said this in the actual reaction, I'll have to see when I'm editing, and if I didn't, it was just a thought I had while I was watching it, but the way he was able to make a song that made you feel so joyful and hopeful and excited, while simultaneously made me feel so heartbroken. I don't even know I don't even know how that's possible, but that song was both the most beautiful thing and the most heartbreaking thing, or the most joyous thing and the most heartbreaking. It was like two opposites in a song, and it was so beautiful. The organ, like it would be like that slow build up and then that giant crescendo with the organ. Oh my God, I have goosebumps just thinking about it. And then when they would add the chorus, oh my God. So good. It made me want to laugh and smile, but also sob every time I heard the song. Like, it didn't matter what was happening in the movie. When that crescendo built and that chorus and that organ came in, I could have just broken apart in 1,000 little pieces and just sobbed on the floor. It's just beautiful. So that's thing number one. Thing number two is obviously, and this is not surprising at all based off of the cast now that I know who was in it, but the acting was so well. Everybody was so impeccably acted, and I know that you can say that with a lot of movies, but that just made it so much better. And Matt Damon being a bad guy, like, and it's funny too, because when you think Matt Damon, you're like, oh, Matt Damon, usually he's the good guy. Are there any other movies he's been a bad guy in? It doesn't matter. But you see him and he does such a great job of, like, right out the gate, making you feel sorry for him, but also at the same time, he makes you feel sketched out. Like, you know, even if you didn't know, you knew. Like, go back to your thoughts and your feelings when you first watched the movie. You had a little inkling that something was not quite right. And even if you didn't know it was Matt Damon's character, you just knew something was wrong. And I don't know if it was Matt Damon or the writing or both, but he did such a great job of being like, yes, I'm this hero. I'm the best of the best. I think is what he was called. Like, he's the best of us, they called him. He's this, like, selfless hero, and he, you know, was alone for so long, and he didn't even have his robot companion, and he comes out crying and so happy to see people, and you're so happy, but then also you're like, wait, something just isn't right. Something isn't sitting right. And maybe it's because they did such a good job of, like, showing the planet, and you're like, how is this the planet that they're supposed to be living on? But even little things like, and I'm going to be butchering this line because I was like, I literally watched it yesterday, but there was, like, one line where they were about to, like, set out, I think, to, like, go set up new base camps or something. And he's like, well, there's a storm coming in. We shouldn't go out in the storm. And then he's, like, pushed a little bit more, and he's like, well, I guess they blow over. I felt like there was, like, a couple, and that's the only one I can think of, but I felt like there's a couple little instances where he was, like, trying to not do things he was supposed to do, or, like, not do things that would give them more data. And then he'd be like, well, okay, I guess we could. But, like, it was just, like, one thing after another where you're just like, something isn't sitting right. And then obviously he turned out to be a bad guy. I guess that's not even, like, the right term. Like, obviously he was a shit guy, but I don't know if he's a bad guy. Anyways, that's a topic for a different video, I'd say. But that was so well done. Matthew McConaughey, the scene where he's watching his kids after the 30 years was so well done. I told you this movie back me up. His reaction just felt so genuine. It was so good. It was so good. And this is why I couldn't record this last night, because this is how I am the next day. Anyways, the cast was just freaking phenomenal. And then after the water planet, when they get back to the space station and Romilly is there, and you can tell he's been alone for so long, and he, like, even says their names back. He's like, yes, I remember who you are. And then he's just so happy to have that human contact when she touches his cheek. It's just so well done. I can't cry. I have more videos to record today. So well done. And then obviously when you get to the end when he's in the Tesseract, which I didn't realize the Tesseract was a real thing. I definitely thought that was a Marvel thing. Anyways, I learned so much about science from this movie. When he's in the Tesseract and you realize that he was her ghost, and he literally told you at the beginning of the movie that he was her ghost. Literally told you. It's just, this movie was a masterpiece. It was a masterpiece, and I really don't know what else to say about it other than that. I freaking loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I actually found a showing. They're bringing it back to a theater that's like an hour and a half away from my house, and I'm going to it in like a month. because I need to see it in a movie theater with all the beautiful sound. I just need to. I'm going to bring a box of tissues. It's going to be great. But that movie was a masterpiece. It was phenomenal. And I don't really think I've seen any other Christopher Nolan films, if I'm being completely honest. Oh, Tenet. I saw Tenet. That's the only one I've seen. So I don't really know much about his filmography. Like, I've seen the list, but like I haven't seen the movies myself. But I do know that he's like one of those directors that when he comes out with a movie, people are like, this is going to be great. This is going to be a masterpiece. And based off of this movie, I can see why. I haven't even seen Oppenheimer yet, but yeah, I think I should go on a Christopher Nolan binge now because this was just absolutely phenomenal. And I'm sure there's like a million more things I could say, but my brain is kind of spinning. I just need to take notes. I need to take notes and then come back and do like a deep dive of all my thoughts in a separate video when I've had like time to edit my reaction and had time to process and maybe time to do a deep dive on things about the movie, because I have a feeling this movie is just gonna be my entire personality for a little while. But I think those are all my initial thoughts. And I apologize that this is so rambly and probably incoherent, but it really moved me. It really moved me, and I still need time to digest it, I think. But I hope you enjoyed the reaction. I plan on doing reactions if things go according to plan, fingers crossed. My goal is to do reactions every other Wednesday on this channel. And if you are just discovering this channel, you've never heard of me before, hello. I also have a gaming channel. You can find a link to the bottom of this page if you're interested in gaming reactions and Let's Plays. Feel free to check that out. And yeah, I think that's everything. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please hit that bell button when you do so that you know when to post my next reaction video, which I don't know what that will be. Maybe another Christopher Nolan film. But I hope you have an amazing day, and I appreciate you watching this video.
That's fine. That would have been so cool, but that's okay. I'm asking for too much. It's already like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Oh, God. I mean, what do you say to a movie like that? What do you say? I'm really glad I rewatched this. I do think it was a lot better than I remembered. I guess a part of me had kind of remembered about that whole shift with Matt Damon's character. I guess I must have remembered that he like turned and wasn't the best guy after what he had been through, because I was so suspicious of him from the start. But it also just had to do with the way he was hiding information from his robot and the suspenseful music at that point when they were going out onto that planet and doing an expedition. But all in all, I mean, the whole beginning of the movie, the inciting incident for why he leaves, the tragic discoveries of like time passing and this slow realization that they're not going to make it back to be with the people they care about, or at least not when they're still young. A lot of that I had completely forgotten about, and it was just so impactful and so moving and beautiful. And it's interesting because it's a long movie at around 2 hours and 40 minutes, but it really doesn't feel too long at all. It felt very suspenseful. There were so many different highs and lows and different emotional points that we hit throughout the movie. I mean, there was so much suspense, drama. There were moments of levity and comedy dispersed in different moments in the movie, and it was just great. I mean, yeah, obviously there were moments that are a little like implausible, like with the way he locked on to the ship while it was spinning after it had been broken by Dr. Mann. There's certain things that happen that just feel like, okay, this would never happen in reality. But the whole thing is kind of like, this would never happen in reality. This is so crazy. However, we start off the movie with like Murphy's Law, like anything that can happen will happen. So it kind of opens the door to that world of crazy opportunities and possibilities and things happening in this movie. So I do like the way it started. There were a lot of little seeds that were planted. No pun intended. I mean, we're talking about farming too, but there were a lot of little seeds that were planted early on in the movie that by the end, you're like, oh, that line has so much more meaning now. You know, the fact that his daughter is named Murphy's Law, and she's this key piece in saving humanity. Even little funny lines like what the grandfather said, like, go meet a girl, you know, populate the earth, comes back around when he's going to visit Anne Hathaway's character and go live a life. I think between like Inception and this movie, I definitely like this movie a lot more than Inception. It just felt a lot more emotionally impactful to me because there was so much to do with family and grief and loss of like time with loved ones and sacrifice and so many tragic moments that, of people dying in situations where they really didn't have to die and sacrifices being made by people who didn't know they were making those sacrifices because they were lied to. It was just, it made the story really heavy and really raised the stakes because it was made very clear halfway into the movie what they were fighting for and that they only really had one plan, one option left, and it was they were fighting against all odds. It really was very beautiful. Although he was able to help save people on Earth with his daughter. That was something that, at a certain point, you sort of gave up hope for that, but then it still worked out in the end because it's a movie with a happy ending and Matthew McConaughey, who can do no wrong. The shots in this movie just had such an old school film look to them, and it was so beautiful. Like, things looked really grainy in a lot of moments. And at first, like, I might have thought that that was like dust when they were on the farm, but that carried into space. I don't know, whatever they did, it just looked freaking phenomenal. The cinematography was beautiful. Sound design was just so overwhelming and so intense. I loved how often we shifted from this, like, dramatic, overwhelming, pulsating of like classical music that could feel either suspenseful or overwhelmingly sad or beautiful, and then just cut to silence when we're in space, or cut to silence when we're on a spaceship, and or even like the jarring silence of Dr. Mann getting sucked out of the airlock. It was so funny because it was like an explosion, but immediate silence. It wasn't super loud. It went from like loud to quiet, but it was so jarring and scary. I thought the sound design was just brilliant at really making you feel like you were in the world. I know a movie is good when it's long, but it keeps me in it the whole time. Because sometimes there are long movies that I sit down to watch, and at a certain point I'm starting to maybe get a little fidgety or not feel like I'm super in it the whole time. This movie, I never once really checked, how long I've been watching it for. I never once felt like that. I just felt so in it and so invested in what was going on with all the characters. It was great. The artwork, too, was just stellar. The acting was great. I mean, oh my God, Michael Caine's performance on his deathbed just, oh my God. That man can do no wrong. I love him. And I feel like a lot of actors even had such really interesting opening moments in terms of like their first scenes, like Matt Damon coming out of cryo and immediately being overwhelmed with emotion and relief that there's a person there to greet him and wake him up. Or even Jessica Chastain's moment of like the first time we see her is her sitting down for this dramatic like conversation where she's talking to a camera and she doesn't think her dad is there. She doesn't think he's listening, and she hasn't talked to him for 23 years. And she's like, you know what? It's my birthday and I thought you would be back, and I'm going to have this moment where I like break down and then the walls come back up. And that was like the first moment we saw her. And I really liked a lot of the sharp opens for a lot of these characters. I definitely understand why a lot of people love this movie and why it's a favorite for many. I won't go so far as to say that it's my favorite, but I do like it a lot, and I'm really happy that I revisited it with you guys. But that is all I have for you in this video. So if you liked it, definitely make sure to give this one a thumbs up so that I know and I can check out more sci-fi, space themed movies, more Christopher Nolan films with y'all in the future. Of course, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below and anything else you might like me to watch next, and subscribe if you want.
Wow.
That was really good.
I don't use this word very often when talking about the stuff that we watch, but that was a masterpiece.
That was so good.
It's hard to fully grasp exactly the how it all happened.
Right.
But the way it happened and the story that they told and the way it all just played out was absolutely incredible. I'm kind of shocked that that's where your brain went, having more children.
It was important. Like, it was important to instead of just a plan B where they just like population bomb, what they called it.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing was like they needed to keep like she was gonna be the last generation on Earth. They were gonna be the last people. Like that's it.
Yeah.
The last ones to survive. And so like she had kids who had kids who had kids. And it's like it makes me think about like when I'm old, what am I gonna have around me?
Bunch of grandkids.
I hope so.
I mean,
I don't care if they're biological, just kids.
yeah.
And they're kids. And what it's like to be a parent. What if they don't want to be a parent? I can't force my children to want to have children.
I'm just blown away that that's where your brain went.
Well, she was surrounded by, like, I thought
By
she
her
was going to be
family.
alone.
She was old.
But, like, I thought she was going to be alone. Like, this whole time, I thought she was alone.
Definitely
but
not
she
alone.
wasn't alone.
Yeah. That family grew. I mean, I don't even have a lot of words to express what I felt watching that movie. Because
Did you get sweaty?
I mean, there were moments for sure. It was very emotional, and the music, I think the music was the
God,
most
the
powerful
music.
part of the movie.
Yes.
Just because every moment, every scene of importance, I felt like had its own powerful score. And it was like triumphant music and very dramatic music, and just everything about that drove the scenes, I felt like. And then when there was no sound at all, when you were out in the middle of space, just, I mean, the lack of sound was deafening as well.
Oh, it was that, like, those were some, like, really powerful parts.
Yeah, it was just the story that they told, and when it hit that, like, third dimension of the fifth dimension and he was behind the bookshelf, that was just one of those, like, mind-blowing moments. Like, holy shit. He was there communicating with
The
his...
whole time.
Yeah. And just, again, the how, I don't think my brain is big enough to compute the how of that science, because it's incredible in the way it was done.
Even, like, when he's like, stay, he can't stay.
Right.
Otherwise, there would be nowhere, like, he wouldn't be there.
Exactly.
Telling him to stay.
Yeah. The amount of twists and turns in this story, even from, like, the 20-minute mark,
Yeah.
where you're on Earth, you're in this field, you've got this farmer and his family, and things are dying because of these sandstorms. And then it's like they were able to come up with these coordinates off of the sand on the floor, and then they friggin' stumble upon NASA. Like, that curveball that they threw there was just like, what? Like, holy shit.
Well, and then come to find out, he sent himself there.
Right.
Like, this was all just us.
Uh-huh.
And the first handshake.
They was him.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love this.
And, like, them being apprehended when he went to go cut the gate was the robot, which, incredible.
Yeah.
Just the way...
I thought it didn't make sense. I was like, this is kind of dumb. The robot's kind of dumb. No,
Yeah.
the robot is perfect.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
It
have
worked.
had it any other way.
It fits so perfectly within this story and the flow of, like, the dialogue. And the dialogue, amazing. There were just so many moments where words that were spoken in this movie were so strong. And it's just the twists and turns from moment to moment. And then realizing that, like, plan A was never really an option.
Yeah.
And that plan B was always the plan. And they lied and they manipulated, because there's no way we were going to get these people on this trip to do this mission if they thought everyone on Earth was going to die. And it's like, that deception and lying, holy shit. And I mean, meeting Dr. Mann, the reveal of friggin' Matt Damon,
Honestly, that was
just
wild.
so insane. Just his whole mentality and everything that he tried to do, the way he was lying and manipulating, and just got to do whatever it takes to accomplish plan B, got to get it done. And just the way there were so many, and again, part of the reason why we love going into these movies blind and not having any knowledge or expectations for anything is because this shit blows you away. This movie blew me away.
Same.
I had, like, obviously the title of the movie tells you there's some kind of space travel involved, Interstellar. Like, you understand that going into it, but the level of
no
what
idea.
the level of what they presented to us and the level of just story and exploration and just the different dimensions and the time, just the idea that they were in that one location in like what 1 hour was 7 years.
Yes.
Like, holy shit.
Or just 23 years.
Yeah.
It ended up being 20. She got the math wrong, and it was 23 years.
Just the idea of even. Obviously, we've had that in other pieces of content like the quantum realm and shit, but seeing it play out in this movie made it feel so much more real.
Yes.
And the impact was so much bigger.
Yes, I definitely felt more of the impact of it.
Just.
Well, even when she was like, you said when you left, like, hey, we might be the same age when I get back.
Yeah. And how wild is it that her first communication sent was her birthday at the age that he was when he left.
Yep.
And then when he actually got back and they were able to actually meet again, she was so much, I mean, he was older, but visibly she was way older than him.
Well, and on her deathbed.
Yeah, and she was dying. And I mean, he was what, 124 years old, but like still looking good. And I mean, the stuff that happened in this story is just so unimaginable. And I mean, even going back to the beginning where his daughter is just screaming for him not to go, like, don't leave. And yeah, I mean, I understand now why so many people have been telling us to watch this movie. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally clicks. It's one of those it's one of those
Train to Busan moments.
I mean, it's one of those experiences that I don't feel like you could get in another piece of cinema.
Right.
Like, the way this movie was directed and produced and written.
The visuals, my God.
The visuals were incredible.
Oh, my God.
Just every different location that we were in, whether we were flying, going through the friggin' wormhole, like, whatever it was, it all looked freaking spectacular. And
it's holding up well.
Oh yeah, I mean it was 2014, so it's 10 years old, which
that's wild.
That's amazing.
That's wild.
And it's just one of those things where it's obviously not the most unique story in the world, but the way that it was told and done makes it feel like it's one of a kind, one of like at the top of the pillar, one of the just the most badass, crazy. I mean, I call it a masterpiece. There aren't a lot of things that I feel like I've watched movie-wise that I would consider a masterpiece. I mean, I think the last time I used that word might have been like Whiplash, because that movie was absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
But this one just, again, I love knowing nothing about the story going into it and having so many different twists and turns and just not knowing where we're going, and the fact that he, like when he was falling just through space and then landed in the bookshelves.
Yeah.
That was absolutely phenomenal. But, I mean, do you have any other words?
I just, I thought I was going to keep it together. I didn't think I was going to cry at all. I didn't realize that I would cry so much.
I mean, so good. I mean, again.
Still cry even after it was over.
For a damn near 3-hour movie, that held the attention the whole time.
It didn't feel
that long. It was, the pacing was incredible. I thought there were some slow moments, but I felt like every moment was important to the story and what we were watching and how it was playing out.
Yep.
But if you guys didn't know, we do watch these movie reactions live with the community, and we love to take some of the questions and comments from the community. So let's see what they got for us.
Sarah Allen, thank you so much. What's your favorite scene? My favorite scene was honestly her in the hospital bed at the end, surrounded by her family.
Yeah, that got you really good.
Yeah, it did. Oh,
that was a strong
man. But it was like, it's so much more than just, because honestly, again, like I've said this already, I thought she was going to be alone.
Yeah.
She was so angry, and like she was, caught up in her research, and the fact that she was still able to have a family of multiple generations, like, that was good.
Incredible.
That was really good.
If I had to pick a scene, I thought the scene where they had to dock at the end was absolutely incredible.
That was so
timing up the spinning, the music that was playing during that moment, and just the dialogue in that scene was just so good. And it's just one of those moments where it's like, all right, we're going to see how good of a pilot you are.
Yeah.
You've said you're the best. You've told us that you're the best. We've been told that you're the best. And the fact that you timing the spin and then like lining up, like that scene was just, that was everything. The visuals, the anxiety you were feeling during that moment, the music that was playing, everything about that scene I thought was absolutely spectacular. Probably one of my favorites in the movie. Just because the action level was just peak. And I mean, this movie did such an amazing job with the anxiety and just feeling
I would
like...
like to also go and talk about the Morse code with the second hand on the watch.
So
and
good.
like his sense of urgency, like she's gonna get it, she's gonna get it, she's gonna get it, she's gonna get it. I love that.
I mean, just the idea of when we found out where he landed and that he was behind the bookshelves the whole time, that's just absolutely amazing. It was just, there are so many moments and scenes in this movie that stand out. And I mean, overall, it was just flawless, it felt like.
Julie Merks you. Some of the soundtracks in Interstellar have the tempo of 60 beats per minute to represent a clock ticking. Oh, that's why we had a lot of sense of urgency. Thank you, Julie.
Yeah,
July. I'm sorry, not Julie. July Merks you. Sorry. Thank you so much.
I mean, the music, once you realized, like, I think it took me a minute to like catch on to the music that was being played.
Yes.
But once you like start listening to the soundtrack and hearing this music play,
isn't that so
it's just...
interesting that music can do that?
Oh, music.
That's so interesting.
Like, music in some of the greatest movies of all time are just, they drive certain aspects of the story and the action. And I mean, just think about some of the greatest composers in movies. Like, think about Jaws.
Yes.
Like, you hear that sound, that song, that immediately gives you just anxiety about like, holy shit, I don't want to go to the ocean.
But like, just like that, the tempo can like,
That's
your beats per minute.
That's amazing.
Code 76 with the 5. I love the subtle humor thrown in. She's in a bit of a baseball phase. I think I'll take her to that. You told what? You told them I like farming. Yes. Taurus, yes.
I thought I think part of what I loved about the dialogue was the level of humor that they were able to get into this really serious movie.
I didn't understand it at first, but it totally made sense and it absolutely worked.
I mean, most of the comedy came from the robots.
Yeah.
Which I thought...
I love that.
Again, when we were introduced to that thing, we were like, wait, what the hell? Like, what's going on here? But as it played out and you realized, and I mean, some of the characters obviously had some good humor in there. And I feel like in a situation, in a mission like this, you need some of that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will literally go nuts. And I feel like the way it was implemented and written into the story, I thought the humor was actually really well done. None of it felt like it was really sticking out in a bad kind of way.
Yeah.
I thought it did a really good job of like easing the tension because this movie was very tense.
Well, this movie reminded me of so many movies of like Lost in Space, Passengers, The Expanse.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of
Alien.
colonizing into another place because you couldn't live where you currently lived, that's like the Expanse vibe it gave me.
Yeah,
So.
I got a lot of Alien vibes on that one.
So as always, thank you everyone for dropping in those questions. We love hearing from the community. They always have great insight when we're watching things. So
Yes.
what a movie.
That was a lot.
I mean, that movie was a lot. And it was emotional and intense and just, I feel like it hit every edge of the spectrum of just what was going on. So,
yes.
do you have any other thoughts?
I don't. I just really appreciate you guys. Like, I mean, we were so sick for so long.
I know.
And you guys waited for us, and I appreciate that.
We were supposed to watch this movie
much.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and I wanted to watch it like sick or not, but I'm so glad that I waited till we were not sick because I would have been coughing through this whole thing.
100%.
So I appreciate you guys
Worth the
so
wait.
much.
Well worth the wait.
Absolutely.
So, as always, you guys share all your thoughts, share your comments.
It looked like there was a lot of people there.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if she'd set up that camp or if
Yeah.
there's a small colony.
Yeah.
And he's gonna go find her now. Oh my god. I don't even know where to begin. I don't think words can do it justice, but
Nah, I don't. I think this discussion we can't do justice. Like,
all I'll say is that for me, that was a perfect movie. That was actually, I'd give that 10 out of 10. There was nothing that I would change or I had no gripes. That That story writing is ridiculous.
Can I just say, we've made history.
Yeah,
Spartan cried on the channel.
but not just that. I reckon I cried about 3 times in this movie. This is the first time I've been teary-eyed before, but this is the first time on the channel that I genuinely like couldn't control my emotions, and that's
That's a lot.
it's happened 3 times. And to Interstellar, like who would I always thought it would have been like a warrior movie or yeah, something of that nature, maybe a really good anime, but I did not expect that Interstellar would be the one to have me bawling, but who was?
I'm ready to watch this again, like tonight.
Oh, yeah. I can already see you'll be like studying my face, zooming in. Dude, oh my god, the writing. Well, that felt like, honestly, I feel like it's been 50 years. Like, I'm just like
Yeah.
so out of touch with reality right now.
I know, I kind of feel like I've been to space and oh my god.
That is something else. That was insane.
Imagine going to the cinemas in 2014 and watching that.
Oh, dude, wow. I'm honestly want to go look at the reviews. This movie must have killed box office because,
Oh yeah.
like, god damn, no wonder you guys were so excited to have us watch it. This is ridiculous.
Holy shit.
Honestly, upon a rewatch, this would be how trippy would it be? You know what's happening. Like, oh my god, I want to rewatch it in like the next week or two. I want to rewatch it and just see the other events. But this is some of the best foreshadowing I've seen in a movie. Period.
Yeah.
Almost every semi-critical sentence was, and those are the ones that we picked up on.
Every sentence. The girl thought she saw a fucking ghost, and
Yeah. And you know what's funny? When he said everyone wants their parent to be their ghost, and I'm like,
you
he's
are.
her ghost. Before he said I can't be your ghost, I'm like, he's her ghost. But indirectly I was right. He was her ghost. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I meant at the time. But like, oh my god.
You just don't get movies like this anymore. You just
No.
don't.
Honestly, this made me really, because at the beginning I saw Warner Brothers. I'm like, oh yeah, Warner Brothers. And obviously we watched Harry Potter recently and a few other good movies. Was Hunger Games Warner Brothers? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
But then watching this and I'm like, dude, now we're at the stage where we can't even get like a half decent DC movie from Warner Brothers. I'm like, dude, where are these movies at? These are the movies. Warner Brothers has fallen so short, but I see now more and more, the more stuff we watch, the more I realize why they were had such a big name.
We're so lucky because we haven't seen a lot of like stuff from back in the day.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what we were doing back then, right? Just
Well,
too busy
sci-fi is
with-
definitely my least explored. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't not like space, but I just never went to sci-fi. It's why I haven't seen Star Wars and a lot of these iterations and stuff. I just never was like sci-fi wasn't pulling me, but this was ridiculous. Like, oh my god. Funny enough, some of you in chat might know, but I've just started playing Mass Effect, and that took me time to win me over. But so I feel like I'm in this sci-fi craze now, where I'm slowly being like indoctrinated in everything I missed out.
Everyone's gonna be ranting in the comments, Star Wars, Star Wars.
Yeah, I know. I have been streaming Mass Effect on the channel, so come enjoy one of those if you want. Wow, Interstellar. Let me put this on the on my JB Hi-Fi
Oh yeah.
cart, because this is gonna be one for the collection.
Oh, this one has to be watched every year, maybe every 6 months.
Wow, dude, that makes me wonder now, because the two names that always get mentioned from the Nolan films is, well, there's a few more than two, but the two that I remember is Interstellar and then Inception. And I'm like, okay, like, I wonder what that's like. I don't know. It's hard for me to believe that it could be better than this, but it might still be on that.
Yeah, I don't know, because this is something else. This, like, it had heart, it had emotion. It was very grounding in a way, even though it wasn't like you're in space and stuff. But yeah, it just had a lot of heart and meaning, and
It just always never failed to have a plot twist or a shock factor as well, but it was always written. You could just tell, like, they were foreshadowing it, planning it, but it was bigger than you thought, even from the beginning when the first pilot died, or the time, and just what everything meant.
yeah,
I mean,
that was a lot. Shit, there were so many massive events, so many people we lost along the way. Look, I don't know, like, this is pretty perfect, right? This might annoy you guys, but if I have time to think about it and maybe read your messages as well, and anyways, I'll just say it.
so you got a critique.
I've got a critique, but no.
Comments.
No,
Get
no.
it. Get it.
It's not even a negative. Like, I feel like everyone was so flushed out besides the son. Like, I just want to be in his brain a little more, just like to know. I get it. Like, I mean, maybe talking to you, the eldest in your family, like, you get a bit of perspective there where like you just have to block it out and move on and deal with it. And then you got like say younger siblings in this case, like pulling you back into the pain and hope, and you've kind of had to let go of the hope. But that's the most that I got out of that.
Yeah, I get it. I just think it wasn't the point of the film.
No. That's what I was saying. Like, I still
Yeah.
think it's perfect. Like,
Yeah, it could have been nice because he did play that role in the beginning, but I think the contrast was that the son was the one that had to let him go and move on, and then Murphy didn't move on. That's Murphy's law. Murphy's law is that it adapts.
Well, honestly, the fact that he didn't move on meant he stayed in that house. He stayed a farmer.
True, that is true.
She went back to the room, found the clues.
Yep, the son held off long enough for Murphy to then. So he played his role too.
Yeah, he played his role.
But
and Murphy's law is what can happen will happen.
Yeah.
Not adapt, but...
And so they stay... So in the end, they stay with the vision that there's an even more advanced civilization, be it humans or something else, and they had the fifth dimension, and then he was in like the third dimension. I don't know, like all the dimensions, but the point is they were essentially guiding him the way he was guiding Murphy.
Yeah.
They were from even beyond there trying to save humanity. Oh my God. Like, anyway, that trips you out. But he's pushing the books and he's like, listen to her, you idiot. Don't go. Like that. Honestly, this is some of the best father-daughter connection that I've seen.
Yeah.
Absolutely just, it broke me so many times.
When I saw Matthew McConaughey, I was like, it's going to be good. But I did not expect this at all.
Dude, honestly, he's ranked much higher on my...
I figured it out where you know him from. Wolf of Wall Street.
I don't really...
Remember that scene?
Nah.
That's where you know him from. It is.
I don't think... Yeah, I know more than one. I've seen him somewhere else
Have
too.
you seen Wolf of Wall Street?
I feel like I've seen I feel like I've seen some of it.
Okay.
I don't remember it very well.
Anyways, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's probably not it. Figure that one. I know him from somewhere else, but I don't.
He's in a lot of good movies.
Yeah, wow. But anyway, he was absolutely amazing. So was Murphy. So was the actor who plays Alfred. Love seeing him. It was trippy because when she said it's like you got two arms behind your back, like why?
Yeah.
Because he realized. Not before them, before the original 12, the Lazarus mission, he realized that it was already... So he'd already decided we've got to get people to go and repopulate.
He was saying, let's find a planet first. Let's find some life first that we can do that. And then, just...
So then we can assume that the 3 planets that did send their signals, of the 12, all 12 were uninhabitable. But 3 of them didn't want to die alone. It was,
that's what I don't understand about the very last scene. Maybe you guys can clear it up for us. Because she had the I don't remember his last name, Edmonds or... Yeah. Does that mean that she actually went to his planet? Because then she had like his little patch.
Yeah.
So he's looked habitable. So maybe that was the right decision,
I'm
but
not
also
sure.
not.
I'm not sure how habitable it was, but she looked like she was doing okay, obviously alone. Remember, with the time passing, he would have died because he would have been really old. Because look how old Murphy was, and cause remember when they said that just cost us 51 years? Well, he was already like 40, 50 age anyway, so they didn't have that time to give. Whereas Murphy just made it. And that ending scene, man, like when he goes, "How did you know I was come back?" And he's like, "Because my daddy promised me," or something like that. Whew, even when I say it, that's just like.
And the grandfather, Donald, I'm pretty sure his name was. He was saying that. Don't make a promise that you can't keep.
And he kept it. Oh, dude.
What the hell?
Wow, dude, I feel like I'm at a reality. Like, the rest of this day just feels like
Oh no,
it's pointless living it. This is absolutely, I don't know.
Yeah, I
Brilliant writing. Whoever wrote this movie, I don't know, making King of the World. Brilliant writing. This is absolutely. We've watched some really good series and movies lately with some excellent writing, but this did something else to me.
Yeah.
It just...
There's a lot of depth there. Like, honestly, like...
And we're not really sci-fi people, right?
No.
Like, I wouldn't say we don't like it, but we've not really ever gone to it or been drawn to it.
But I feel like you can put this in more than just a sci-fi bucket, Like...
Yeah, it's still very basic, like humanity and...
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we can do this discussion justice. I know we said that at the start, but the more I'm thinking about it, the more depth there is, and like it is just mind blowing. It's kind of one that we're gonna have to like leave and come back and like just chat with you guys. But
Maybe on a live stream or something.
yeah,
Yeah. So we're not gonna do it justice, but just know that this movie, hopefully our reaction reflects it. I think it will.
Yeah.
Is the first movie that's made me cry on,
Yeah.
and we've done a lot of content on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, this just tore us to shreds.
And I just want to say, in real life as well, Spartan doesn't cry. Like, we've watched movies and shows, and yeah, he's been a bit teary and stuff, and maybe there's been like one in a very blue moon that he cries or whatever.
Yeah, it's very hard for like a show or series. Like, I'll feel the emotion. I'll be emotional. I'll be like, wow, that moved me. But I won't actually really break, whereas I couldn't actually control myself in this one.
Yeah. I had enough water running down my face to,
Dude, you're a mess.
give to a whole village, but.
Oh, dude.
Oh, wow.
How do you do it? I'm not gonna lie. When I got emotional, I almost spaced out a bit. I was like, fuck.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, because I was like, dude, I'm sort of. Luckily, I got a better grip on it the second and third time, but beginning, I was like, dude, I was so caught up in emotion. Then I was like, hang on, what happened in the last 10 seconds? Like, I sort of, how do you become you become like next level mess? Waterworks.
I know. I don't know. So
And then you saw know what's going on.
for those of you who watched our Game of Thrones reactions, I'm pretty sure it was the Red Wedding where I was bawling, like hyperventilating, couldn't even hear myself, and Spartan was like cracking it at me because he's like, I can't hear.
I know. You become like the Joker as well.
But like,
all kinds of shit was going on.
do you understand now? Like, you're still better at holding it in.
No,
than
I
me.
understand, but like you were having like a rock concert next to me while I was trying to. But anyway, man, I don't know. I actually don't know I don't feel like I can say anything to do this justice.
Like, there's nothing to pick apart. There's
The
nothing
themes,
to.
the way it all tied in, the character developments, everything was just as it should have been. The tie-in is some of the best tie-in I've ever seen, and I do want to make mention that I absolutely love the fact that the theme of love was so prominent.
Yeah.
But, like, she was right that love was drawing them here, but it wasn't, hers was more superficial.
Yeah.
Whereas Cooper's was that he actually, it was pulling him here. So he
But
left
she-
his daughter
yeah.
to save his daughter, and he didn't know why.
But she was right as well. She's like, it's something that we don't understand. It's powerful. Like,
Yeah.
just like gravity, love can be passed through time and space and whatever.
Yeah.
And that conversation was needed. Like, 100% it was needed.
100%. She was correct. Everything happened the way it should be, but it is crazy because he never got to say goodbye to his daughter properly. He was crying as he left, and she resented him and didn't understand it and even doubted him, and all that had to happen. And even when he went into this dimension, he's like, you idiot, don't leave. And we're sort of there like, oh, dude, like, don't leave, man. If only you could hear yourself. But then now it's like you had to leave.
To see her
Everything you
again.
went through, to see her again, well, to save them, because if he'd never left, sure, he might have spent her life with her, but unfortunately, humanity would have been screwed. They needed those answers or they would all die out.
So she literally put herself in cryo so she could see her father one last time.
Yeah. I think she was already like on her deathbed and then she cried at it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Amazing, man.
Imagine seeing your daughter like that. Like,
And we got to like live her whole life while his life was like the span of a few years.
yeah. But you have a daughter and then you leave her at like 10 years old and then bang, she's
That is
older than you.
That is trippy, man. Yeah. She's as old, she's the age of his parent and he's the parent.
Holy shit.
The only thing I feel like, because she's like, no parent should have to watch their child die. And I'm like, dude, if
I
I
would've
was
stayed,
him,
I would've
I'd be
stayed.
catching up, chatting, like, there's no way
what's
you're
been
leaving.
happening all these years? Like, let me know.
Yeah, there is no way you are leaving after like a 1 minute interaction after all this time.
Yeah.
But so it looked like they weren't on Saturn. They created their own. Like, have you seen the Citadel in Mass Effect?
Mm-mm.
It's like they created their own giant space station. It's called something else, but that's what that because you saw that's why they're living on their own thing. So they'd obviously saved a portion of humanity,
Right.
and they were still in space. They hadn't found yet a habitable planet. I think.
What's the other guy? Not Doyle, the other guy's name
Can't
that died in
remember.
the explosion.
Yeah, the one that exploded. I can't remember.
Anyways, him. I think in hindsight, it will be a bit more clear, maybe as to the ending where they are. But they were speaking a lot about Saturn and then orbiting that, and I don't know. I wasn't fully understanding it during the movie. Those because they kept going back to that discussion. Do you remember?
Well, I think Saturn was close to where the wormhole was.
Maybe.
So they had to get there to enter the wormhole. Now they're orbiting around Saturn again, but I think that was just yeah. I mean, Saturn was a central part of the like in terms of
Yeah.
navigation. I don't think there was too much more than.
Okay.
I still haven't found anybody to settle just yet. I don't
Alright.
think. I mean, you guys can clarify.
Well, I mean, they're settled, are they not?
No, they're on like a floating space station.
Right, and then they're trying to find more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look like it's ginormous. They got a population there, but
Yeah.
I don't think.
That was trippy that she went through all that effort for the house to get every little bit of that house.
She knew he was coming, and she wanted it ready and protected till the day he came. How long was that? Like that's insane.
How did he get there? So Rangers went out to go find
Yeah,
him.
that went over my head a little bit. It's like that third dimension spat him out back near sort of Saturn's orbit, and they found him
Yeah.
with minutes left. So he was sort of spat back outside the wormhole, I think. You guys can clarify that ending a little bit as well, but that's what I understood.
All I know is I can't wait to watch this again.
Oh my god. Dude,
What
a
have we
film.
been missing out on?
We keep saying that, don't we? I think that's a good place to leave it and wrap it up, guys, because at this point
Yeah.
we'll just ramble because we are an emotional wreck.
Yeah.
Our brain is scrambled. This absolutely short circuited my brain, but for the better. Like it was brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant. We hope you guys enjoyed our reaction and enjoyed watching along with us because damn, this was an experience. This was an experience and a half.
And I'm actually so grateful that we get to share it with you guys.
Yeah, very lucky.
Well, if you guys did enjoy the reaction, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel so you know when we post some other movies, other series, and let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this movie.
And if you do want to get early access to any of our reactions or watch them in their uncut form, we'll leave a link to our Patreon down below. Take care of yourselves, guys, and we'll see you back for one of our next reactions.
See you guys.